Payday is a moment that feels good. It's a point in the month where all the hard work, the extra hours, the pressure, and the perseverance show up in one clean number. It's validation, it's tangible. You open your banking app or see that deposit hit, and there's a moment of satisfaction. That moment matters. It's okay to pause and feel proud of what you've accomplished, especially if you're leading a team or building a business. But here's the part that so many people get wrong. They stop there. They mistake the feeling of arrival for actual progress, and over time, that mindset leads to stagnation. Celebration without awareness becomes dangerous. Payday is not just a reward, it's a report card. It's feedback. It tells you something about your output, your systems, your consistency, and your discipline. Yes, you should celebrate. You should acknowledge the team, recognize progress, and allow a moment of gratitude. But that doesn't mean going soft. The second you allow payday to become a finish line rather than a check-in point, you start losing momentum. When you start associating payday with, I deserve to take a break, instead of how can I keep building, you step out of the mindset that drives real growth. For leaders, this is even more critical. Your team watches how you react to payday. Do you disconnect? Do you indulge? Or do you stay clear, focused, and in alignment with the mission? Your behavior sets the tone. If you treat payday like a personal party, your team will follow that example. If instead, you use it to review performance, recognize contributors, and set new intentions, you create a culture of healthy ambition. People respect leaders who stay grounded in their wins, and more importantly, they learn from them. Grounded celebration means you take pride in what you've earned, but you also stay curious. You ask what worked, what didn't, are we ahead of goal or behind, what needs to change. You zoom out and see the bigger picture. Are these results sustainable? Are we allocating resources smartly? Are we paying for output or just activity? These are the types of questions that separate those who grow from those who plateau. On a personal level, grounded celebration keeps you from lifestyle creep. That feeling on payday, when you finally have margin or extra cash, can be tempting. It's easy to start thinking, I've earned this, I deserve this. And you probably do, but that doesn't mean every dollar should go towards spending. Leaders who grow quickly understand the value of restraint. They know that the excitement of payday needs to be balanced with intention. It's not about deprivation, it's about discipline, about choosing long-term vision over short-term comfort. So yes, celebrate, buy the coffee, get the dinner, treat yourself in ways that feel good but don't compromise your momentum. Let payday be a ritual, not of spending, but of reflection and refinement. That moment of I did it should immediately be followed by, now let's go do more. Because this isn't the end, it's just proof that you're capable. It's validation that your systems work, that your people are showing up, that your habits are paying off. But don't forget, next month's payday starts today. What you do in the next 30 days is going to determine how you feel when the next deposit lands. Celebrate with clarity. Stay grounded in your mission. Use payday not as a time to disconnect, but as a time to re-engage at a higher level with sharper focus and a stronger sense of purpose. The people who win long-term don't just celebrate getting paid, they build systems that make getting paid a consistent, predictable outcome. They don't just feel proud, they feel responsible. They understand that every payday is a reflection of what they've built and a signal to keep building. That's how you celebrate without losing your edge. That's how you keep moving forward. Payday is the perfect built-in reminder to check in on your financial clarity. It's the moment when money moves, when numbers settle, and when you can take a breath to assess whether what you're building is actually working. But too often, people skip this part. They treat payday like a destination rather than a dashboard. They look at what came in, maybe what went out, and then move on, without truly understanding whether they are on track. If you want to lead yourself or your business effectively, you need to make a financial clarity check-in a non-negotiable part of your payday routine. Financial clarity isn't just about knowing how much money you have, it's about understanding what that number represents. Are you profitable, or are you simply covering costs? Did your income grow, or did your expenses grow faster? What's your burn rate? What's your runway? These are questions that most people don't ask regularly enough. Payday gives you a recurring opportunity to dig in and make data-driven decisions, not guesses. Not feelings, facts. This isn't about overanalyzing every penny. It's about developing a rhythm of awareness so that you're always steering the ship with visibility. For business owners and team leaders, this means reviewing metrics beyond the revenue line. Revenue feels good, but it can be deceiving. You can be making more money and still losing ground if your margins are shrinking. You can hit sales targets and still be off course if customer acquisition costs are climbing. Financial clarity means looking at what's coming in and comparing it to what's going out, and more importantly, asking if that equation supports your growth goals. Are your labor costs aligned with output? Are your overhead expenses still justified? Are you paying for speed or just noise? On the personal side, financial clarity is about aligning your income with your values and long-term goals. Payday should be the moment where you pause and ask, am I spending in ways that support the life I'm building? Am I investing in things that create future value, or just reacting to temporary desires? It's easy to get caught up in comfort when money hits your account, but clarity keeps you focused. You have to know where your money is going and why. That means having visibility on your savings, your debt, your investments, and your discretionary spending. It means understanding your own behavior and adjusting it, not once a year, but every single time you get paid. This check-in is also about intentional planning. Once you have the numbers in front of you, what decisions need to be made? What needs to be adjusted? What needs to be protected? For some people, that might mean increasing savings. For others, it might mean cutting back on subscriptions that no longer serve a purpose. For business leaders, it might mean redirecting marketing spend toward high-return efforts. Clarity gives you options. Without it, you're guessing, and guessing is not a sustainable strategy. It's also worth saying that financial clarity isn't something you achieve once and then forget. It's a discipline. It's something you revisit and refine over time. You don't need to become a financial expert to have clarity. You just need to build a simple, repeatable process that keeps you in control. That might mean reviewing your profit and loss statement every payday. It might mean reconciling your bank accounts, checking your cash flow projections, or reviewing your credit card statements. The specifics can vary, but the discipline cannot. Ultimately, financial clarity is about ownership. You can't lead well if you don't know your numbers. You can't scale what you don't measure, and you can't build wealth by accident. It takes focus. It takes repetition. It takes the courage to look at the numbers even when they're uncomfortable. That's what separates professionals from amateurs. It's not how much money they make, it's how clearly they understand what that money means, where it's going, and what it's doing for them. So when payday comes, don't just celebrate, calculate. Get clear, get grounded, make decisions with precision, because the goal isn't just to get paid, it's to create a system where your money works for you, where you're building toward freedom, and where every payday is a step closer to the life and business you've envisioned. Payday isn't just about compensation, it's a cultural moment. It's a chance to reinforce performance, accountability, and recognition. Too many leaders treat it as a transactional event. Money goes out, boxes get checked, and they move on. But that's a missed opportunity. Every time your team gets paid, you're sending a message. You're telling them what mattered, what was valued, and what was rewarded. The question is, do they know why they're being paid what they're being paid? And does that pay reflect the impact they've had? If you want to build a high-performance team, you can't just hand out checks. You have to connect compensation to contribution. That means setting clear expectations, measuring results, and then using payday as a time to reinforce those standards. When people know that their effort leads to recognition and that recognition is tied to real metrics, not just vibes or tenure, they stay engaged, they show up differently, they take ownership, but this doesn't happen by accident. Leaders have to be intentional. You need systems that track performance, whether that's sales targets, operational KPI, or project milestones. You can't recognize excellence if you're not measuring it. And you can't hold people accountable if you're not clear about what success looks like. That's why your payday routine should include a check-in not just on the numbers, but on the people behind the numbers. Who delivered, who improved, who went beyond expectations, who needs more support or more challenge. This is where real leadership shows up. It's easy to just send out payroll and avoid hard conversations. But payday should never be a surprise, or better or worse. If someone's excelling, they should feel that reflected in their compensation and the recognition that comes with it. If someone's underperforming, they should know where they stand and what needs to change. Clarity breeds accountability. Avoidance breeds resentment. When people feel unseen or unfairly treated, they disengage, but when they feel acknowledged and aligned with a clear path to growth, they level up. Recognition doesn't always mean more money. Sometimes it's public praise, a thoughtful message, or a shout-out in a team meeting. It's about creating a rhythm of appreciation that reminds people they matter, not just for what they do, but for how they do it. High performers are often intrinsically motivated, but that doesn't mean they don't want to be recognized. The best talent wants to know that their work is seen and valued. They want to know that what they're building matters. On the flip side, accountability is what protects the culture. If you're celebrating top performers but allowing mediocrity to slide, you're sending mixed signals. Your best people will notice. They'll start to question whether performance actually matters, or if everyone just gets the same recognition regardless of output. That's how you lose your edge. That's how you lose your best people. So, use payday as a pulse check. Is your compensation aligned with your values? Are you rewarding behaviors that reflect the company's mission? Are you reinforcing what matters most? And are you doing it consistently, not just when it's convenient? This doesn't have to be complicated. You can build simple systems that make it easy. Scorecards, monthly reviews, even weekly check-ins tied to payday cycles can keep everyone on the same page. It's not about micromanaging. It's about being intentional. The more clearly you connect pay to performance and performance to purpose, the stronger your team becomes. At the end of the day, payday is about more than the money. It's about meaning. When your team understands why they're being compensated and how they can grow, they stay committed. When they feel recognized and challenged, they rise, and when accountability is part of your culture, not just a correction, but a standard, your entire organization levels up. So don't treat payday as a routine task. Use it as a leadership tool. Make it a moment of clarity, alignment, and connection. Because when you lead your team with both recognition and accountability, you don't just keep people, you grow them. Payday is more than just a financial transaction. It's a built-in checkpoint for strategic planning. Every time that money hits accounts, it should trigger a bigger conversation. Are we on track? Are we moving closer to our vision? Or just staying busy? Too many businesses and individuals get caught in the rhythm of earning without ever stepping back to ask if their efforts are actually producing the results they want. That's the trap of routine without reflection. But if you approach payday as a strategic planning touchpoint, you create momentum, not just motion. This is the perfect moment to zoom out and ask whether your daily execution is aligned with your long-term strategy. Are the results you're seeing aligned with the goals you've set? Whether you're leading a team or building something on your own, you need to check in on where your time, energy, and money are going. Payday is the moment when outcomes become tangible. You've completed a cycle. Now it's time to evaluate it. Start with the basics. Did the last pay cycle move you closer to your goals? That's not just about revenue, it's about productivity, quality, consistency, and scalability. If you're paying your team every 2 weeks or every month, you should be evaluating your systems and performance with the same frequency. What worked? What didn't? What bottlenecks came up? What customer feedback did you receive? These aren't just operations questions, they are strategy questions, because strategy doesn't live on a whiteboard. It lives in how you operate and how you adjust in real time. This check-in helps you stay proactive. Strategy isn't something you set once a year and forget. It's not something you revisit only at quarterly reviews. Strong leadership means using regular intervals, like payday, to make smart adjustments. Are you resourcing the right projects? Are you investing in the right people? Are you marketing to the right audience? These decisions can't wait until things go wrong. They need to be evaluated when you're calm, clear, and collected, and Payday is a rhythm that can anchor that process. This is also a time to assess ROI, return on investment, not just financially, but across your entire business. Where are you getting the most return for your time and effort? Are certain roles or departments overperforming relative to their costs? Are there expenses that aren't driving results? Your strategy should always be built around leverage, how to do more with less, how to maximize impact with minimal waste. If you're not evaluating return at regular intervals, you're likely bleeding resources without realizing it. For teams, this is where transparency matters. Leaders who engage their teams in strategy, not just in execution, create more ownership, share insights, ask for input. Let your team know what you're seeing and where adjustments might be needed. When people understand the strategy behind the paycheck, they feel more connected to the mission. They don't just show up to work, they show up to build, and when you treat Payday as a strategic reset, you stay agile. You're not reacting to market shifts, you're anticipating them, you're constantly optimizing, trimming what doesn't serve the mission and doubling down on what does. That's how great companies scale. Not by waiting for perfect annual planning retreats, but by building a culture of constant course correction. Strategic planning doesn't have to be heavy. It doesn't need slides or off sites every time. It just needs consistency. Every Payday, ask the critical questions. Are we getting better? Are we getting faster? Are we getting smarter? And if not, why? What needs to change between now and the next pay cycle to shift that? These micro adjustments done over and over are what lead to major results, so don't let Payday pass without a plan. Use it. Use the rhythm to stay aligned. Use the data to stay informed. Use the reflection to stay intentional. Because when you make strategic planning a part of your Payday routine, you don't just pay for work. You build the future with precision. You stop drifting and you start driving. Every cycle becomes a step forward, and your business becomes a machine for progress, not just a platform for payroll. Payday is often seen as the finish line, a moment to exhale, to reward yourself, to finally relax. But if you're thinking long term, if you're serious about growth, then Payday is actually the starting point. It's the launch pad for your next move, and the smartest move you can make is to reinvest, not randomly, not reactively, but intentionally, wisely, because how you handle the moment you get paid determines what happens in every moment after. Reinvestment isn't just about money, it's a mindset. It's about taking what you've earned and using it to create more value, more opportunity, more leverage. It's understanding that Payday isn't just about what you can afford to buy, it's about what you can afford to build. Whether you're leading a business or just managing your own career, the principle is the same. Don't just consume, compound. Most people think of reinvestment as something big companies do, but it starts small. It starts with how you allocate the extra, that little bit of profit, that unexpected bonus, that margin you didn't have before. What are you doing with it? Are you spending it to feel good now, or are you putting it into something that will pay off later? That could mean leveling up your systems, upgrading your tools, hiring a new team member, investing in training, or simply setting money aside for future growth. The reinvestment decision is about momentum. It's about choosing the future over the present. For business leaders, reinvesting wisely often starts with people. Are you developing your team? Are you helping them build new skills, take on more responsibility, or operate more effectively? When you invest in your people, you multiply your capacity, but that only works if you're doing it strategically. Don't just throw money at problems. Understand where the friction points are and what investment will actually unlock better performance. Technology is another smart area for reinvestment. Systems that save time, reduce errors, and scale with you are worth every dollar. But again, it has to be intentional. What's the ROI? What does it free you or your team to focus on? Don't chase tools for the sake of looking modern. Invest in tools that actually move the needle. Reinvesting wisely also means reinvesting in yourself, your skills, your mindset, your clarity. That might look like hiring a coach, taking a course, attending a mastermind, or simply carving out time for focused learning. Too many people underestimate how much their own growth fuels everything else. If you're the leader, the business can only grow as fast as you do. If you're the team member, your income potential is directly tied to the value you can provide. Use Payday as a reminder to ask yourself, what's the next level of skill or mindset I need to unlock more impact? And let's not forget about reinvesting in the brand. Visibility, content, customer experience, these areas matter more than most people think. If people don't know who you are or what you offer, they can't buy from you. That means some of your resources should be going toward building a reputation, not just chasing revenue. Long-term trust builds long-term success. It's easy to default to comfort when you get paid, to loosen the budget, to reward yourself with things that feel good short term. And yes, celebration matters, but the line between reward and regression is thinner than most realize. Reinvestment keeps you sharp, it keeps you in builder mode. It reminds you that the game isn't over, it's just getting started. The key is to make reinvestment part of your routine. Don't leave it to emotion. Don't wait until there's extra. Build it into your plan. When you decide in advance what percentage of each paycheck or profit cycle goes back into growth, you stay disciplined, you stay committed to the vision, not just the moment. Ultimately, reinvesting wisely is what separates those who stay in cycles from those who scale. It's not about having more money, it's about making smarter moves with the money you have. So when payday comes, don't just think about what you can afford now, think about what you want to afford later, and use today's decisions to build that future.